Turkish Airlines presents Business Africa.
Hello and a warm welcome to this edition of Business Africa. I'm your host, Afolake Oinloye. Here's what's making headlines. African nations tap into BRICS for trade and infrastructure development while navigating the bloc's geopolitical implications with the West. Zimbabwe's young population drives internet demand with over 11.5 million users, pushing SpaceX's Starlink to capacity in Harare, raising questions about affordability and competition. Nigeria's cassava queen is redefining cassava production. A local processing unit is empowering farmers and meeting global demands. As BRICS continues to expand and assert its influence on the global stage, African nations are poised to reap significant economic benefits. However, this newfound opportunity also presents challenges requiring a careful balance between economic growth and geopolitical considerations. We delve into these matters.
As the BRICS group, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, become a major driver of global economic growth, Africa stands to benefit significantly from the bloc's expansion and rising influence. Russian President Vladimir Putin emphasizes that BRICS countries now account for 37% of global GDP, surpassing the G7. The bloc, which now includes new members like Egypt and Ethiopia, offers Africa crucial economic opportunities, especially in trade and infrastructural development.
The opportunity for South Africa and for the African continent that is presented by BRICS is absolutely massive. South Africa has already seen growth in trade because of our presence in BRICS.
The collaboration has allowed South Africa to expand its trade footprints with the rest of the continent poised to follow. Egypt also says its involvement is already yielding benefits.
Egypt has so many projects within Africa, so collaborative cooperation with BRICS member states to do projects in infrastructure with Egyptian companies is a benefit win-win for both sides.
Africa faces challenges in balancing the economic benefits of BRICS with the geopolitical implications, especially amid Western sanctions on Russia.
BRICS is the voice of the global South in these multilateral platforms. No other platform or association can rescue the global South from the current global order.
Africa's growing role in BRICS offers unprecedented opportunities, but success will depend on strategic planning and balancing both economic and geopolitical interests.
Joining us today is Magai Guy, an independent economist and former executive of West African Development Bank. Welcome to the show. Now, how can Africa ensure its BRICS partnership fosters sustainable development rather than short-term gains?
In my opinion, we need to reconsider the cooperation relations with the Indo-Chinese partnership, which, as you know, has long lacked transparency, particularly regarding debt and the development of infrastructure projects that have never been accompanied by technology transfers. I believe that today we need to rethink the relationships between certain BRIC countries and Africa. And we also need to encourage Russia to take a greater interest in Africa, especially regarding security issues that have become essential for ensuring the development of countries on the continent.
Now, in what ways can the implication of Africa in the BRICS impact its global trade position, especially with the US and the EU?
Africa represents only 3% of global trade, which is very little. I think that if the Indo-Chinese approach changes, and if Russia participates more actively in trade between member countries, it should help counter this Western atmosphere that could even, unfortunately, jeopardize several trade agreements. However, it is true that BRICS is organizing itself with the advent of this development bank, which should finance intra-regional trade among African countries, which is currently very low. We indeed need to push for this.
Now, what risks do African nations face if BRICS continue to counter Western influence, and how can this risk be mitigated while still benefiting economically?
Today, the international financial system is governed and controlled by the United States, particularly through the Bretton Woods institutions. This is the very purpose of the Development Bank, which should also be complemented by a monetary fund for these countries and various development instruments. What these countries might do is likely to use their financial capacity to hold programs and aid, which should be quite unfortunate, and I believe this is a tool that should not be overlooked. Countries can also use influence trafficking to persuade BRIC member countries to no longer benefit from concessional loans, for example. I believe there is enough of a financial argument which should not be neglected in a relationship. Efforts should be made to strengthen cooperative relations between BRIC member countries and other African countries. That seek a fairer, more inclusive and prosperous geopolitical environment and truly want much greater justice in the world.
Thank you very much for those insights. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Despite being ranked among the countries with the highest data costs, the arrival of Starlink in Zimbabwe has compelled internet providers to restructure their services and lower prices. Let's hear more from our correspondent.
High internet demand in Zimbabwe, fueled by the fact that almost 68% of the population is under 35, has resulted in over 11.5 million users. This surge led to SpaceX's recently launched Starlink internet service reaching its maximum capacity in the capital Harare in just 1 month. User Tonio says a major challenge remains finding an affordable internet service.
We were one of the most overtaxed and overpriced subscribers in the region of the continent. So naturally everyone is now shifting, and that's why you also saw that Starlink is actually giving us back the grey coming soon service specifically for Harare.
While Zimbabwe remains one of the countries with the most expensive data packages, local research agency @.zw believes Starlink's arrival is timely and is encouraging local internet providers to review their pricing models.
The cost of fiber is the biggest problem. Cost of installation and then the subscription packages are based on data bundles, not speed. Where Starlink came in the market and then changed the business model and said we'll do speed instead of data. The internet service providers in Zimbabwe haven't done themselves any favors by sort of increasing prices and marginalizing users who want to take up internet services.
While there's a lot of excitement at the launch of Starlink, many believe the cost of its services is still beyond the financial means of most users.
The average household income in Zimbabwe is around $202, thereabout. And then if you look at the Starlink subscription of $30, that's around 15% of the household income. That's very, very high.
Starlink has yet to penetrate larger markets like South Africa, which is 4 times bigger than Zimbabwe. The critical question is whether it can effectively handle such a significant market while already at full capacity in Zimbabwe.
Cassava, a vital crop in Nigeria's economy, is being transformed into high-quality products at a processing unit in Oyo, southwest Nigeria. This local unit is reducing the country's reliance on import and turning raw cassava into export-ready products. Take a look.
Cassava plays a key role in Nigeria's economy. At this oil processing facility, raw cassava is turned into products that meet international standards, reducing the need for imports. Yemisi Ranloye, known as the Nigerian Cassava Queen, founded Sultry International in 2005 to help smallholder farmers scale into commercial production. Today, it produces 5 cassava-based products.
We have employed 360, but we have about 10,000 farmers. We started with 17 farmers Today, we have grown over the last 13 years to have about 10,000 farmers. Growing the number of farmers, we were assisted by a lot of agencies like AGRA, IDH.
Local farmers say they have benefited economically from its existence.
Since the establishment of the company, we are able to harvest up to 20 to 40 hectares. In the whole of Oyo State, we are able to sell our cassava and it pays us.
There are so many benefits the company has brought to us. First, the ability to sell our cassava in whatever amount so that we don't have to go through stress before we can sell our produce.
Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava globally, accounting for about 21% of total production worldwide.
That wraps up this edition of Business Africa. Thank you for joining us. For more in-depth business stories and the latest news, stay tuned to Africa News and africanews.com.
Business Africa was presented by Turkish Airlines.